Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha, and welcome to the Sri Vidya Temple's online chanting classes. Tonight we'll be finishing Sri Narayani Stuti. So first we'll start with the Ganapati prayer, and then we'll start the class. Om Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vikhnopashantaye. And in case you hear any loud sounds, there's just some fireworks and crackers going off in the background. That's all that is. Okay. Let's see. Anupama Ma, if you can repeat the lines first, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we'll actually be going back to shloka number 14 just to start because we inadvertently skipped that shloka the last time. That was just our oversight. So we'll just do 14 and then we'll go back to the 29th shloka to finish up. Okay, so for number 14. Trishulachandra-hidhare
त्रिशूलचन्द्राहिधरे त्रिशूलचन्द्राहिधरे
Mahavrishabhavahini
महावृषभवाहिनी महावृषभवाहिनी
Trishulachandra-hidhare Mahavrishabhavahini
त्रिशूलचन्द्राहिधरे महावृषभवाहिनी त्रिशूलचन्द्राहिधरे महावृषभवाहिनी.
Good. Maheshwari Swarupena
माहेश्वरी स्वरूपेण माहेश्वरी स्वरूपेण
Narayani Namostute
नारायणि नमोस्तुते नारायणि नमोस्तुते
Maheshwari Swarupena Narayani Namostute
माहेश्वरी स्वरूपेण नारायणि नमोस्तुते माहेश्वरी स्वरूपेण नारायणि नमोस्तुते.
Good. Okay. So now we'll just go to number 29. And so here we have several shlokas that are in the longer chandas format, similar to some of the ones that we had in the beginning of the stuti. And this one, Roganashesha Napahamsi Tushta, this shloka is another one that comes in the Sapta Shloki. So we've already seen, I believe, 2 or 3 that are in Sapta Shloki, and now this is the next one that comes. Roganashesha Napahamsi Tushta
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टा रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टा.
Good. Rushtatu kaman sakalanabhishtan
रुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान् रुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्.
Good. Roganashesha Napahamsi Tushta Rushtatu kaman sakalanabhishtan.
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टात्तु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान् रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टात्तु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्.
Good. त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणाम्
त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणाम् त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणाम्
त्वामाश्रिताः ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रिता ह्यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति त्वामाश्रिता ह्यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति.
Very good. So there's some tricky holding
Yeah.
in this line for sure. And so I heard all of the holding, very good. The only place there was a small mistake is it should be hya shrayatam.
Yeah.
So it's not a hrasva, it's a dirgha hya. And then there's holding after the dirgha. So it's like, so first there's holding after dirgha in one, two, three, technically four places, just in the second half line. So this line is full of holding after dirgha, one after another. So it makes it tricky. So I'll just do that half line one more time.
Yeah.
त्वामाश्रिता ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रिता ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति त्वामाश्रिता ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति.
Good. And obviously, probably the most difficult example of holding after dirgha is when the holding is on ish or hakara. So like we see in shritahya, shritahya. So that will definitely take some extra practice for those who aren't familiar, as familiar with chanting. But over time, it will get a little bit easier. Okay, so now I'll do the full line. त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिता ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिता ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति.
Very good. Okay, now the next line. एतत् कृतं यत् कदनं त्वयाद्य
ये कृतं यत् कदनं त्वयाद्य ये तत्कृतं यत् कदनं त्वयाद्य.
Good. धर्मद्विषां देवि महासुराणाम्
धर्मद्विषां देवि महासुराणां धर्मद्विषां देवि महासुराणाम्.
Good. एतत् कृतं यत् कदनं त्वयाद्य धर्मद्विषां देवि महासुराणाम्
ये तत्कृतं यत् कदनं त्वयाद्य धर्मद्विषां देवि महासुराणाम्. ये तत्कृतं यत् कदनं त्वयाद्य धर्मद्विषां देवि महासुराणाम्.
Good. And so the tricky thing in this line is that in the middle of the line, right after Tvayadya, The dya is hrasva. So there's no time or pause there. We just have to go right into the next, the second half of the line. So that's a little bit tricky in this line. Let's do the next one. Rupairanekairbahudhatmamurtim.
रूपैरनेकैर्बहुधात्ममूर्तिम् रूपैरनेकैर्बहुधात्ममूर्तिम्
कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या
कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या
Good. रूपैरनेकैर्बहुधात्ममूर्तिं कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या
रूपैरनेकैर्बहुधात्ममूर्तिं कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या रूपैरनेकैर्बहुधात्ममूर्तिं कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या.
Okay. And just notice the holding after dirgha in kritvambike, and also kanya, kanya. So in some of these words, it's sometimes a little bit easy to forget that there's holding there, but we just want to make sure we observe that. Okay. So thanks for repeating the lines. So for the next person, maybe we could have Charu Auntie repeating. Okay. Okay, so starting from shloka number 31. Vidyasu shastreshu vivekadipe.
विद्यासु शास्त्रेषु विवेकदीपे विद्यासु शास्त्रेषु विवेकदीपे
Good. Shvadyeshu vakyeshu chakatvadanya.
श्वाद्येषु वाक्येषु सगात्वधन्या श्वाद्येषु वाक्येषु सगात्वधन्या.
Very good. Just notice the cha sound in cha katpadanya. It sounded like you were saying sa. So
Yeah.
there's a cha there. And also in the vakyeshu, I didn't quite hear the ya. Maybe that was just the connection. But that word is vakyeshu. Vakyeshu. Okay. So now I'll do the full line. Vidyasu shastreshu vivekadipeshpadyeshu vakyeshu chakat twadanya.
विद्यासु शास्त्रेषु विवेकदीपेष्वाद्येषु वाक्येषु च सगात्वधन्या विद्यासु शास्त्रेषु विवेकदीपेष्वाद्येषु वाक्येषु च कात्वधन्या.
Good. So in this line also we have a lot of holding after dirgha. So in shas, the as holding on is in shastreshu, and then deepesh, there's holding on the ish in deepeshpa, and then again holding on the id in shvadyeshu, again holding on the ik in vakyeshu. And then another tricky holding after dirgha because it happens in two separate words. Kat twadanya. Kat twadanya. We have holding on the it in kat twadanya. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky because there's two separate words, but even though they are shown as separate, when we're chanting a full line, we need to look at the full line in context. And so even if the word is separate, if there is a conjunct akshara at the start of that word, then there will be holding there. Okay, all right, let's do the next line. Mamatvakarteti mahandhakare.
मम त्वकर्तेति महान्धकारे मम त्वकर्तेति महान्धकारे
Good. Vibhramayatyeतदतीव विश्वम्.
विभ्रामयत् एतततीतविश्वम् विभ्रामयत् एतततीतविश्वम्.
Good. So that section is tadativa, tiva. So I think you got it correct on the second time. Tadativa vishvam. All right, I'll do the full line. Mamatvagarteti mahandhakare vibhramayatyeतदतीव विश्वम्.
मम त्वकर्तेति महान्धकारे विभ्रामयत्येततीव विश्वम् मम त्वकर्तेति महान्धकारे विभ्रामयत्येततीव विश्वम्.
Good. Second time you got the tadativa sequence correctly. Very good. Let's do the next line. Rakshamsi yatrokravishascha naga.
रक्षांसि यत्रोग्रविशासनाका रक्षांसि यत्रोग्रविशासनाका
Yatrarayodasyu yatra.
यत्रारयोदस्युत्फलानि यत्रारयोदस्युफलानि यत्र.
Good. Rakshamsi yatrokravishascha naga yatrarayodasyu yatra.
रक्षांसि यत्रोग्रविशाश्च नागा यत्रारयोदस्यु फलानि यत्र. रक्षांसि यत्रोग्रविशासनागा यत्रारयोदस्यु फलानि यत्र.
Good. Now the next line. Navanalo yatra tathabdhimadhye.
धावानलो युत्र तथा मध्ये धावानलो युत्र तदाप्ति मध्ये.
Good. Just notice the word yatra. It sounded like you were saying yutra, but it's a yatra. Yatra. Okay. And here in this section, there are three Mahapranas that come close together. Tatha, tha, and then abdhi, dhi, and then dhye. So the dha sound in madhye. Tathabdhi madhye. Okay, so this phrase might take a little bit more practice to get the Mahapranas to come out nicely. Okay, let's do the next part. Tatra sthita tvam paripasi vishvam.
तत्र स्थिता तत्र स्थिता त्वं परिपासि विश्वम् तत्र स्थिता त्वं परिपासि विश्वम्
Good. दावानलो यत्र तथाभिमध्ये तत्र स्थिता त्वं परिपासि विश्वम्
धावानलो यत्र तथाप्ति मध्ये तत्र स्थिता त्वं परिपासि विश्वम् धावानलो यत्र तथाप्ति मध्ये तत्र स्थिता त्वं परिपासि विश्वम्.
Good. Okay, thank you for repeating the lines. So now if we can have Nileshwari Amma repeating. Okay, there we go. Okay, thank you. All right, we'll start with the 33. Vishveshvaritvam paripasi vishvam.
विश्वेश्वरित्वं परिपासि विश्वम् विश्वेश्वरित्वं परिपासि विश्वम्
विश्वात्मिका धारयसीह विश्वम्
विश्वात्मिका धारयासीह विश्वम् विश्वात्मिका धारयासि विश्वम्. I think how I missed.
Good. Yes, there's a slight confusion in dharayasiha. Dharayasiha. So dharayasiha. Okay. Let me just do that section of the line. Dharayasiha vishpam.
धारयसीह विश्वम्.
Good. Okay, so now I'll do the that half line again. Vishvatmika dharayasiha vishpam.
विश्वात्मिका धारयासीह विश्वम् विश्वात्मिका धारयसीह विश्वम्.
Good. Let's try the full line. Vishveshvaritvam paripasi vishvam vishvatmika dharayasiha vishvam.
विश्वेश्वरित्वं परिपासि विश्वं विश्वात्मिका धारयसीह विश्वम् विश्वेश्वरित्वं परिपासि विश्वं विश्वात्मिका धारयसीह विश्वम्.
Good. Now the next line. Vishveshavandya bhavati bhavanti.
विश्वेशवन्द्या भवति भवन्ति विश्वेशवन्द्या भवति भवन्ति
Vishvashraya त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः.
विश्वाश्रयाये त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः विश्वाश्रयाये त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः.
Good. Vishveshavandya bhavati bhavanti vishvashraya त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः.
विश्वेशवन्द्या भवति भवन्ति विश्वाश्रयाये त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः विश्वेश्ववन्द्या भवति भवन्ति विश्वाश्रयाये त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः.
Good. And that first word, Vishvesha. So there's no shva, it's just Vishvesha. Vishvesha Vandya. Okay, but very good. All right, so now the next shloka is actually a slightly different chandas. It's the longer lines, more syllables, so it's a little bit more tricky. But we can use the same basic melody. And again, if anyone is getting hung up on the melody and having an issue with that, it's no problem. You can chant this in any simple way that works for you. The main thing is to chant with good accuracy, good pronunciation, the correct rhythm according to the matras and the holding, and also to chant with a pure bhavam and a pure feeling towards Divine Mother. But the melody is not so critical in this, so you don't need to worry about that so much. Okay, so we'll start out with this first line. Devi prasida paripalaya.
Devi prasida paripalaya. Devi prasida Devi prasida paripalaya.
Nori bhiter.
Nori bhiter. Nori bhiter.
Devi prasida paripalaya nori bhiter.
Devi prasida paripalaya nori bhiter. Devi prasida paripalaya nori bhiter.
Good. Nityam yatha suravadha.
Nityam nityai yatha suravadha. Nityai yatha suravadha.
Dadhunaiva satyaha.
Dadhunaiva satyah. Dadhunaiva satyah.
Right. Nityam yatha suravadha dadhunaiva satyaha.
Nityai yatha suravadha vadhadadha. Nityai yatha suravadha dadhunaiva satyah. Nityai yatha suravadha dadhunaiva satyah.
Very good. Just as you practice, try not to have any pause or break between vadha and dadhu. It'll just take a little bit more practice for it to feel natural. Okay, so now we'll try the full line. Devi prasida paripalaya nori bhiter nityam yatha suravadha dadhunai vasatyaha.
Devi prasida paripalaya nori bhiter nityam yatha suravadha dadhunaiva satyah. Devi prasida paripalaya nori bhiter nityam yatha suravadha dadhunaiva satyah.
Very good.
So nityam or nityai?
So yeah, I was just about to mention that. So either one is fine. So some people may have noticed that what I was chanting sounded slightly different from some of the pronunciation of some of the chanters. When it comes to this character that we call as anuswara, anuswara. So that in Devanagari, it would generally be a dot, a small dot above a letter. In the English transliteration, it's an M with a dot above, or it could be a dot below. And that sound is something, it's what we call as anuswara. So in very, very refined technically accurate chanting, we would pronounce that sound according to what comes after and basically change it into one of the nasika sounds or one of the nasal sounds, like na, erna, nya, and so on. And in the case of where a ya follows, it's pronounced like a nasalized ya. That's why it sounds like nityayata. So it's a e sound. It's like nasalizing the ya akshara. So it's generally when I teach Durga Saptashati, I don't ask the students to pronounce the anuswara according to all the little nasal rules, because I have heard very learned scholars reciting without doing that. So basically pronouncing each anuswara essentially as sound. So because it's so challenging generally to recite and learn shlokas from Saptashati, I don't focus so much on anuswara. So that's why I will be pronouncing more like an sound. But because some students are used to pronouncing the different nasal variations, they may do that automatically, and that's perfectly fine. So it's a choice that the students have. Either way is fine. It's good to be consistent. So you can just keep that in mind. And so generally I will teach it as a little bit simply, a little bit more simple. And then over time, students can refine their chanting. So when you first learn something, it may be sort of at one level, and then you stabilize yourself on that level. And then after some time, when you feel very comfortable, you can start refining and take your level of accuracy and competence even higher. So you can do that on your own schedule. Okay, so hopefully that's clear. Nileshwari
Thank
Amma?
you. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Mhm.
All right, so let's do the next line. Papani sarvajagatam.
Papani sarvajagatam. Papani sarvajagatam.
Prashamam nayashu.
Prashamam nayashu. Prashamam nayashu.
Papani sarvajagatam prashamam nayashu.
Papani sarvajagatam prashamam nayashu. Papani sarvajagatam prashamam nayashu.
Good. Utpatapakajanitamscha.
Utpatapakajanitamscha. Utpatapakajanitamscha.
Mahopasargan.
Mahopasargan. Mahopasargan.
Utpatapakajanitamscha mahopasargan.
Utpatapakajanitamscha mahopasargan. Utpatapakajanitamscha mahopasargan.
Good. Papani sarvajagatam prashamam nayashu utpatapakajanitamscha mahopasargan.
Papani sarvajagatam prashamam nayashu utpatapakajanitamscha mahopasargan. Papani sarvajagatam prashamam nayashu utpatapakajanitamscha mahopasargan.
Good. Okay, so now we come to the final shloka. that we're going to chant as part of Narayani Stuti. The 11th chapter does continue for a little bit more. But here the final shloka is back to Anushtup chandas. Okay, so we'll just make that switch now.
प्रसीदत्वम् प्रणतानान् प्रसीदत्वम्
देवी विश्वार्तिहारिणी
देवि विश्वार्तिहारिणि देवि विश्वार्तिहारिणि
प्रणतानां प्रसीदत्वं देवी विश्वार्तिहारिणि
प्रणतानां प्रसीदत्वं देवि विश्वार्तिहारिणि प्रणतानां प्रसीदत्वं देवि विश्वार्तिहारिणि
Good. त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीड्ये
त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीढ्ये त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीढ्ये
लोकानां वरदा भव
लोकानां वरदा भव लोकानां वरदा भव
त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीड्ये लोकानां वरदा भव
त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीड्ये लोकानां वरदा भव त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीड्ये लोकानां वरदा भव.
Good. Okay, so we've come to the end of the Narayani Stuti. So these final shlokas are very beautiful and full of lots of philosophy. So I definitely recommend finding a good translation and going through the meanings of all these shlokas, but especially these final ones that are so poetic and so beautiful and flowing to chant. And they basically are talking about how Devi is the one who removes all of our sickness. So this Rogana Sheshana Pahamsi Toshta, this is a very good shloka for any situations of health problems. And one of the interesting things is in the second line, it talks about how Devi is the ultimate refuge for us. But at the same time, that those who take refuge in Devi will actually become a refuge for others. And then this is repeated in one of the other shlokas later on. So it's this idea that we feel we're a little bit helpless sometimes, and we're taking refuge in the Divine Mother because we need that help. But by doing that, we actually get connected with her. And so even though we feel like we need the help, we become a helper for others as well, and we become a refuge for other beings and other people. So that's a very beautiful image that I found here. And also it's talking about how much she protects all of us and all of the lokas and all of the worlds and beings in those worlds, whether it is nagas, deadly serpents, or forest fires, or any kind of bandits that are coming to attack us. She is the one who is the supreme protectress for all of us. She is the queen for everything, the Vishveshvari, the supreme protector of everything, this Vishvam. Vishvatmika, she's the soul of everything that we can see, and she's the very foundation for all that exists. So essentially, she's the one who's created everything. She's protecting her creation. She's providing the very ground of being, the very foundation for her creation. And then she's taking part in that by protecting, guiding, and healing all of us and leading us to a higher state. So finally, in the very final shloka, we're asking Devi to be pleased. So to be pleased with us because we've just prayed to her and spoken of all her great qualities and her divinity. And then the very final words are Lokanam Varada Bhava. Lokanam Varada Bhava. So this is not like just a personal prayer that we're saying, help me, give me your help, give me your blessing. We're saying, give your divine boons to all the lokas, so all the beings everywhere. Lokanam Varada Bhava. Give your boons to all the lokas everywhere. So this is something that we see always in Sanatana Dharma, whether it's the Vedas or so many other shlokas and stotras, that the prayers are universal prayers. So it's not something just for ourselves or our families or our communities. The prayers are always for all the beings and all the worlds. So this is a very beautiful seva that we can do by chanting this on some kind of regular basis if we feel that we want to do that. You can do on every Friday or every Tuesday. Also full moon days, Ashtami days are also very good. Or if you can figure out the period when Ashtami turns into Navami, that 20 minutes before and after that juncture, is considered very good for worshiping Durga Devi. So that's a very good time as well. And of course, Amavasya and so on. And really any day at all is good to pray to God. So we have a few minutes left in the session. So maybe what I'll do is starting from Roga Naseshana Pahamsi Tushta, I'll just repeat each line 2 times as a final review. रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान् रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान् त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति एतत् कृतं यत्कदनं त्वयाद्य धर्मद्विषां देवि महासुराणाम् एतत् कृतं यत्कदनं त्वयाद्य धर्मद्विषां देवि महासुराणाम् रूपैरनेकैर्बहुधात्ममूर्तिं कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या रूपैरनेकैर्बहुधात्ममूर्तिं कृत्वाम्बिके तत्प्रकरोति कान्या विद्यासु शास्त्रेषु विवेकदीपेष्वाद्येषु वाक्येषु च कात् त्वदन्या विद्यासु शास्त्रेषु विवेकदीपेष्वाद्येषु वाक्येषु च कात् त्वदन्या मम त्वकर्तेति महान्धकारे विभ्रामयत्येतदतीव विश्वम् मम त्वकर्तेति महान्धकारे विभ्रामयत्येतदतीव विश्वम् रक्षांसि यत् यत्रोक्रविशाश्च नागायत्रारयोदस्युबलानि यत्र रक्षांसि यत्रोक्रविशाश्च नागायत्रारयोदस्युबलानि यत्र दावानलो यत्र तथाब्धिमध्ये तत्र स्थिता त्वं परिपासि विश्वम् दावानलो यत्र तथाब्धिमध्ये तत्र स्थिता त्वं परिपासि विश्वम् विश्वेश्वरत्वं परिपासि विश्वं विश्वात्मिका धारयसीह विश्वम् विश्वेश्वरत्वं परिपासि विश्वं विश्वात्मिका धारयसि विश्वम् विश्वेशवन्द्या भवति भवन्ति विश्वाश्रयायेत् त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः विश्वेशवन्द्या भवति भवन्ति विश्वाश्रयायेत् त्वयि भक्तिनम्राः देवि प्रसीद परिपालय नोरिभीतेर्नित्यं यथा सुरवधा दधुनैव सत्यः देवि प्रसीद परिपालय नोरिभीतेर्नित्यं यथा सुरवधा दधुनैव सत्यः पापानि सर्वजगतां प्रशमं नयाशु उत्पातपाकजनितांश्च महोपसर्गान् पापानि सर्वजगतां प्रशमं नयाशु उत्पातपाकजनितांश्च महोपसर्गान् प्रणतानां प्रसीद त्वं देवि विश्वार्तिहारिणि प्रणतानां प्रसीद त्वं देवि विश्वार्तिहारिणि त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीड्ये लोकानां वरदा भव त्रैलोक्यवासिनामीड्ये लोकानां वरदा भव ॐ श्रीजगदम्बार्पणमस्तु. So we've come to the end of the series on Narayani Stuti. I just want to check if anyone has any questions on any of the lines in particular that were tricky, or just need any extra review or anything like that. Okay, everyone chanted very well. So thank you to those who chanted out loud, repeating the lines. That was very helpful. So we'll close the class. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, Sri Matre Namaha. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.